Hi and welcome to this demo. In this video, you'll learn how to automatically save responses from Microsoft Forms into a SharePoint list using Power Automate. Let's start with our Microsoft Forms. Here's a simple form that collects training registration from users. The form includes full name, employee code, department, preferred training topics, training mode, and comments. This is our SharePoint list where we want the form responses to be saved. The list has columns that matches our form fields. Let's go ahead, create our flow. You're going to click New, Automation, Cloud Flow, Automated. We give our flow a name, save, form responses into SharePoint, then choose for trigger when a new response is submitted, then click create. Our trigger is here, and then you need to provide the form ID. You'll click the drop down. Right here you can find all the forms that are available, so you need to click the one that you want, which is training registration form. It's important that you save your flow before you can start working on it. So to do that, I usually say new step, then just put in a compose, then just type text, anything, and then save flow, just to ensure you're safe. Now my flow is saved, then I can go ahead, delete this compose, I don't need it. And then first things first, so let's go to our forms. So when a user completes this form, Power Automate will take the response and populate it into our SharePoint list. So this is what we're trying to achieve with our flow. So let's go back. So we'll say when a response is submitted, get the response details. So we'll say new action and then form, then there's an action called get response details. For our form identifier, you can just click the drop down and search your form, training registration form. The response ID, you get it from the trigger. So you come in your dynamic content and click response ID, and then we want to examine the outputs that is going to come out from this. So I'll say new step, then put in a compose, then into our compose I'll put in the body of my get response details. Then I have to test this flow. I'll click test, manually save and test. Now we need to perform the start action. For our flow to trigger, we'll go submit a new response into our form. Let me type in Emily for name, and let me just put in Emily. That's the full name. Employee code 12345. She's in HR. Then she's interested in these training topics: time management, communication skills, and conflict resolution. Then she wants to do hybrid learning. Then she has no comments. Then I'll submit this form. Submitted successfully. Then we go to our flow. It should, it's just ran successfully. Then we go examine our compose. Then whatever output that is here, we're gonna copy it, and then open a Notepad++, anything that you can use to actually view your output. So I'm gonna paste in here. So as you can see here, we have this type of output that comes from our get response details. We have responder, which is my email. We have submit date, and then we have these weird properties. But with the value on the right side, we can actually tell that this is the full name, then this is the employee code, and this is the department they're working in, and this is the training topic they're interested in. This is training mode, and finally comments. So now we know how we're going to manipulate our data in our flow. So let me click back edit. I can now delete this compose. Then I will say new, create item. Now what we're trying to do is to create the item. When we take this response and then create it into our SharePoint list. So we'll click create item. We put in our site address, the list name, which is training registration form. As soon as you enter your list name, more fields are going to appear. Now we need to start adding some dynamic content into these fields that are available now. So for our title, that is our full name. So we're getting what? Values from the get response. So for our title, we'll add full name. For our employee code, we search employee. It's over here. Department value. So Power Automate is gonna suggest that you select one of these options, since it's an option set in the form. So that's not what we wanna do, because we wanna get the user response. So you need to click enter custom value, and then search department, and then training topics. And this is a little bit tricky because it is a multi-select. You can select more than one, so it's a little bit tricky. Let's move on. Let's skip it for now and move to training mode. And again, it's gonna ask you to choose one option, but we don't want that. We wanna get the response from the user. So we'll click custom and then say training mode. Okay, here's our training mode. Then we add our comments. We can just ignore the content type ID. So let me save this one more time. Now it's saved. So if I try to add the dynamic content in here, I have to first switch to input, and then if I try to add dynamic content, there is nothing. It does not give me those options, and that's a problem. So what does that mean? We only have expression as the alternative. So now let's try and figure out the expression that we can use in here. This is where now this output that we got earlier is gonna come into play. Basically, we want this, as you can see how it looks like. So this is what we want, and the name of the property or the field is this weird number over here. So let's go back to our flow. Then I will show you a formula that you can, an expression that you can use in order for this to work. Before I get to that, let me switch back, and then just click just any detail, any inputs here, and add new item. Then just add 3. I want to show you something. Okay, I've just added communication skills, Excel and Power Platform basics. If I click switch, this is what I get. We'll copy this and paste it down here. And remember, this is going to return this for us. This property is going to return this value. I'm gonna paste it here above. So the issue that we have, we want this to look like this here, because this action in here, training topics field, is expecting its input to look like this. So if you put anything else that doesn't look like this, it's going to fail. So I'm gonna have to show you how you can do an expression to actually change this into this. So let me just press enter and leave in some space. So what I'm gonna do, okay, I will first go back to my flow and just demonstrate this for you first, so you can see how things are looking like. I'll add a terminate, and put succeeded, then add an action, then compose. Inside my compose, I'm gonna write in an expression, body, open and close, then name of my action, get response details, question mark, square bracket. Then inside I wanna take this, our training topic, and paste it in here, then click. So what I'm actually doing here, I'm getting the training topic value, so I'll say okay, then test this with the previous run, save and test. Let's open the compose. Let's see the type of data we get. So the data is looking something like this. Okay, I'm gonna delete this because it doesn't look like this. So it's looking something like this, so meaning we need to change this value into this. Now I'm showing you the expression to do so. So this is gonna be my approach. I know there might be other ways. Of course there are other ways you can do it, but I think this one is easier for me because it's gonna be just one expression. It's gonna actually fix everything. So first thing that I'm going to do, I'll remove the square bracket and then also remove all the codes. So in order to do that, I will use an expression, replace. I'm replacing what? Can we say body, get response, get form response, sorry, form response, then I'll take the field, paste it in here. So I'll say comma outside the square bracket. So what I'm doing here, I'm saying I'm using this replace to replace what? The square bracket. So I'll say opening square bracket, I'm replacing with empty, and then I'll come down here and put another replace, and then copy everything here, cut it, in fact, paste it below and say copy. Now I'm replacing the closing bracket, I'm replacing it with empty, then add another replace, and copy everything up here, paste it inside, then say comma. Now I'm replacing the quote with empty. So far, this expression, this is what it's going to do. It's gonna remove these and this and this and this and this. This expression is going to leave our value like this. Then the next thing I want to do, I want to change this into an array. This is what I'm going to do. I'll say split. What I'm splitting, the value that's going to come from here, paste, and I'll say comma. I'm splitting by comma. Now what this formula is, let me just zoom out a little bit so you can see the whole formula. So now this expression is going to turn this into an array now. So I'm gonna copy my expression, and then we click edit, and then expression, and paste it here. Click OK. Okay, there's an error somewhere. Let's look for the error. Paste my, then okay. Think I'm missing okay. So I'm saying replace the quotes with empty, then close, then this comma, okay. I think I know where the problem is. It's this, it's the action. Problem is the get response details. So my action should say get response underscore details. I think this should be fine. Let's go back. Okay, there's another error again. Let's check again what's the error. Okay, I think I might know where the issue is. It's this, it's the code. Yeah, let me copy again, see if there's another error or not. I'm gonna paste again. Yeah, now it's fine. Let's test. Save and test. See our compose. Now it gave me what I wanted. Now this is coming back as an array. One last thing to do is to change, let me paste this array, is to change now this array to look like this. You see? So let's go back, edit, let me delete the compose, I said add an action, then say initialize. So I'm adding the initialize because this is a string. So we're gonna add an initialize and say rename, and we'll say call this training topics, then var topics for our variable name. We'll change that type to array. Then in here we put in our expression. Click and okay, sorry, I think I missed my expression. Where is it? There it is. Copy it, paste it, and okay. So this is going to store an array. Then from there we're gonna add an action, then choose select. So what select does basically maps your record into whatever format that you want. So from, we'll choose var topics, then we'll say value in here, and then we will on this side we will add item, meaning the current item. Click OK. Then we will get rid of this terminate. Then inside create item we will now change this, then delete. Then in here we're gonna put the output from the select. Let me also add a compose just so you can see how it's going to look like, the format. Compose, then I take the output from the select. It's not really necessarily because you're still going to see it in here, but let's just do it anyway. Let's check again our SharePoint. There's nothing inside our SharePoint, so we will test. Test with my previous run again, save and test, see if it's gonna go through correctly. Okay, everything ran successfully. If you open this compose, you notice now that this is formatted correctly. So let's go to SharePoint, refresh. As you can see, we got everything: Emily, employee code, HR, and training topics, except that this doesn't look correct because it's supposed to have a color. Conflict resolutions. Let's go back to our form and say submit another response, then come down here, conflict resolutions. There's probably a misspelling somewhere. Conflict resolutions. Okay, let me just copy because I'm not seeing it. Copy, let me paste it here, then copy this one. Sorry, let me copy this, then paste in here. So conflict resolutions. So this looks fine. Then what is the problem? Let me double click. Conflict resolution. So okay, okay, now I see. It doesn't have an S at the end, so that's why it's giving us this error. So we can either remove the S here or just add it Let me say settings, column settings, edit. On our conflict resolutions, we can just add an S here. I think that's also will fix the problem. Save. Let me submit another response. I'll say my name Sianda Ngube, employee code 54321. I'm in the IT department. Okay, conflicts resolution, time management, MS Excel. I want to see this conflicts resolutions. Then online and no comments. Submit. Go back to SharePoint. Refresh. Okay, it's not there yet. Refresh. Let's give it some time. Okay, our form did submit. Is it? Not. Okay, let me refresh again. Okay, I might have not submitted it. Let me just redo it. Let's redo it. It's fine. We have time management, conflicts resolution, MS Excel, online, none. Submit. Your response was submitted. Go back to SharePoint, refresh. Oh, there you go now. So time management, conflicts resolution, MS Excel. So this is how it is, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Please like and subscribe for more content. Thank you.